Hey guys, Pandi here of Pandi Tier Candy and more. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, you already know what it is. We're already chat family. Go ahead and kick back and relax and enjoy the commentary. You all, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this. This is going to be my final thoughts and recap slash review on Cherish the Day. It is the series that I've been following on both BET and the OWN network. It is called Cherish the Day. It's its first season, and tonight's episode is titled Catharsis. It is written and produced by Ava DuVernay as well as Oprah Winfrey. And I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to just lay out exactly the scenery, how it went down, give you guys my final thoughts, and you all drop down in the comments and let me know what your thoughts are based on the commentary. Let me know if you feel like I left anything out or if I should have added something or vice versa. Whatever your thoughts are, either way, I welcome the feedback. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. And if you wouldn't mind, please take a moment to smash the thumbs up for your girl. It is free 99. It doesn't cost you anything, okay? And if you really enjoy the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Over here, for the most part, I do cover hair, both natural hair as well as wigs, weaves, and of course, natural hair. But I also do TV show reviews. I also do trending topics, celebrity, entertainment, commentary. Just pretty much do my own thing in my own way over here on my platform. So if you do enjoy the content, over here it's all about positivity, peace, encouragement, and keeping up with the latest trending topics, okay? So without further ado, we are going to jump into this review of Cherish the Day. Again, we're in season 1, episode 8. Title is Catharsis. So basically, 3 years have pretty much passed since the events in episode 6 and 7. You know, the way they left us kind of hanging in those last 2 episodes. We now see that it's Miss Luma's birthday party. They're all pretty much getting ready and preparing for this big, huge celebration. And it's going to basically turn out to be a multitude of reunions that take place for multiple people. Now, again, we want to take into consideration that it's been roughly about 3 years that have passed, and we now got Philip there, who is taking over the role of being the caregiver for Miss Luma. Rika, Gently's best friend, she's pregnant now. And Gently, remember Gently started the little small podcast, and it was kind of like a whim. It was a simple small podcast that she was starting basically to showcase Miss Luma's work. Well, that has now taken off and blossomed into a whole career. Okay, one which is now requiring her to move out to San Francisco, out in the Bay Area, where she will be running a large podcast division for a major media company. The fictional media company is called Everyday Citizen Media, I believe. So it's a place where, you know, she's going to be like getting the whole executive treatment. She's going to be working in a big high-rise building in downtown San Fran, up on the 40th some odd floor. And, you know, this is all new for Gently, because remember now, Gently's the free-spirited type. So this is all new for her. Now, as for Evan has been basically doing consulting work over in Tokyo. Now, the way episode 7 ended, we last saw them I think they went and did the counseling. And the way it ended, it kind of left us hanging, so we really didn't know. It just kind of left us wondering, like, how Gently and Evan's relationship would fare. Well, wonder no more, because the relationship clearly ended. Evan and Gently, despite all of those attempts with regards to the reconciliation, the counseling visits, the fact that they were shopping around for multiple counselors to kind of help, they're done. They're divorced, and a few years have passed by. Now, despite all of that, things pretty much click right back into place like nothing ever happened. All of which Miss Luma is glad for, of course, because like Evan and Gently's family, she enjoys seeing them together. And their chemistry is very much still the same. They still look at each other longingly from across the room, can easily start joking with one another, um, as they often do. Like, for example, they went line for line reciting Loretta Devine's scene from Waiting to Exhale. Mind you, Loretta Devine was actually one of Miss Luma's guests at the birthday party. There were like some serious stars there. There was another celebrity stylist, I forget his name, but he was also there. And it was just almost like they were never apart. So that was interesting to see. So basically, this leaves them both to wonder, well, what happened with us? And the truth of the matter is that Evan sits down with Gently and he admits that he was selfish and the way that he loved Gently wasn't how she needed to be loved. Now, as for Gently, she also admits to some selfishness and the possibility that, maybe they were too young and still just really coming into themselves when they got together. So it's no wonder that they had to take some time and distance themselves to figure out kind of like who they are as individuals. Okay? So it does appear to have healed some wounds because after reconnecting and picking up right where they left off, the party goes off. There were some exchanges. Of Pops was not seeing it for Evan. Evan walked up to him and tried to shake his hand, and Pops just stood and looked at him and was like, "You just left her without saying nothing. I thought you was gonna always be there for her." So there was a whole bunch of stuff that kind of went on in the party, and I'm just kind of summarizing for you guys. But long story short, they end up sharing a bottle. They're cleaning up the house after all the guests have gone. She's thinking that she's there alone, and somebody taps on the door, and of course it's Evan. He comes back to help her clean up the mess. So as they're cleaning up, they find this expensive bottle of champagne. They share the bottle outside on the porch. They kiss, and they start making out on the porch. And of course, this is where the season finale of season 1, episode 8, ends, and it just kind of leaves us hanging. Now, like I said, in between all of that, there were like guest cameo appearances. Quincy Jones, he was in there. He made an appearance. He apparently dated Miss Luma once back in the day. And so Gently asked him to speak a few words at the party, which he did. And then there was also the young guy from season 1, episode 1. I don't know if you all remember, but Evan was riding with her to go pick up a refrigerator, and there was a boy walking down the road hauling cans, and they ended up picking him up. Well, anyway, he makes a cameo, and they basically give us a quick update on him, and it was kind of weird. I don't even know why they showed it to us, unless maybe it's going to be in future episodes. I don't know. But they updated us and let us know that, basically Evan got him a job and that he's doing very well now. And then the beautiful thing is that ultimately, even though Gently and Evan decided to divorce, they reunited over this celebration. It was at Miss Luma's birthday party rather than it being, oh my God, we've been divorced for 2-3 years and now we got to come back together for Miss Luma's funeral. You know what I mean? So they're coming together for this birthday celebration. And it was also really nice because Miss Luma was right in the middle of everything. And that only makes sense and brings things full circle because if you all remember, in episode 1, essentially what brought them together was Miss Luma. Gently was in the library arguing with the lady, advocating on Miss Luma's behalf and status that she shouldn't have to pay the library fine because of her legendary status in the community. And Evan, knowing who she was and being a fan and just loving her work is what connected them. So now this also allows an opportunity um, in this episode for us to see Miss Luma actually get the shine that Gently had been wanting for her for so long. And in a way, because Cicely Tyson is so celebrated among us, it allowed for us to see Miss Cicely Tyson celebrated as well. Because when you think about it, usually this is probably one of the few productions that we would see Cicely Tyson in, playing someone who is not all disheveled or, portrayed in a sad or almost slave um, type role. You know what I mean? So Miss Luma was basically legendary in their community, and though she had legend, she didn't necessarily, get the shine. She never got the room full of accolades, but it was always made crystal clear. It was like an unspoken request and known factor in their hood that she was always to be respected. And she had all her wits. There was nothing slow about her. There was no Alzheimer's or anything. And even though Gently was her caretaker, and Philip later went on to become the caretaker, I believe they were there more so for companionship and just kind of like to help out and assist. Definitely not because she couldn't do things on her own. There's plenty of times Miss Luma would bounce and they never even knew she was gone. So the ending vibe with Evan and Gently is it's putting you in the mind space of two good friends who simply didn't work out in a relationship. They would have been better off if they just stayed like besties. Now, my final thoughts on the series is that yes, we are missing some key details. Okay? Like how did we go from what seemed to be in the previous episode, like Gently was the one so gung-ho that she was, totally disconnected. She really didn't have any interest in sitting down and working through any of the marital problems, to where it then being Evan that actually, moving forward, Evan is the one who filed the papers and basically ghosted her. So it's just weird. They left out a lot of stuff here, but realistically speaking, everything that happened so fast. Like everything took course over the course of a day. Then they had that big fight in episode 1. So basically, Evan went from a girl he just met in the library that day to them arguing over the whole refrigerator thing, to them not talking or seeing each other for a year, then them reconnecting at the art gallery, and then him proposing in marriage. So, and again, they were from two completely different backgrounds. He had the Ivy League upbringing, where she was more from the hood, and the whole two opposites attracting and rushing, basically each stage of their relationship without a proper foundation seemed to basically, was bound to topple. Now, keep in mind, there is a chemistry there, and it's the kind that probably pushes the idea that, you know, because neither one of them really knows how to be close to someone of the opposite sex without having sex is never really going to end well. That's just my opinion, though, guys. So basically, in a nutshell, this was the season finale. I feel like this series could have been done a little bit better as far as the timeline. Everything was so rushed. Or